Just I have experience of 7.5 years covering various SAP modules. Primarily, I'm focused into SAP BPC technologies, and prior to SAP BPC, I even worked on SAP BW, like which is actually the core that is related to this SAP BPC. Now, currently, we are working on SAP BPC, which is powered by SAP HANA. So just I work closely with these two technologies currently, but maybe due to my career starting on SAP BW, so it gave me a good push into these two as well. So this is about me. So we would be covering today what actually SAP BPC is, and maybe what I would be doing in future sessions. Yeah. Just a brief intro about you two guys, Shiva and Kavinder.
Hi, Rishi. This is Shiva here.
Yeah.
I have 12 years of experience in SAP, and first 6 years in ABAP, and followed by 6 years in BW, and I have overall 7 implementation experience in SAP, and I've started working in BPC, so I'm looking forward some training in BPC.
Okay.
That's about me.
Yeah.
To data warehouse Informatica. I got around 9 years of experience, and I don't have experience in SAP. So I just want to move into the BPC.
Yeah. So maybe in the sake of both of you, just I'll then try to cover both SAP BW and BPC. Like maybe just I'll try to cover small concepts of BW so that it would be a kickstart for you, both of you. Maybe it would be a little boring for Shiva to hear BW because he has vast experience on BW, but still I will not deep dive into BW, but just I will cover only those small concepts which would be helpful for BPC.
Okay, fine, thanks.
Yeah. So we would be actually working more on NetWeaver version. So this is SAP BPC 10.0 NetWeaver. So what actually this SAP BPC is? Many people call with different names for BPC, but the original name is like Business Objects Planning and Consolidation. Like this should be a famous name, and there are a few competitors as well for BPC with other technologies. Example, you can take Hyperion, which is an Oracle product. Maybe Kavinder should know well because he is more into Informatica. So it's an Oracle product, Hyperion. So it works similar to BPC, and even Hyperion has a large marketplace throughout the world. Yeah. So this BPC again is one module in SAP, but this is primarily not the transaction module which you have this SAP MMSD and all those things, but this is more of above the analytic layer. What I can say is, so you will be having transaction layer, and above that you will be having analytical layer, that is above BW. But this is something which is above the analytical layer, where this is not primarily for analytics, but this is primarily for this doing your financial consolidations and doing your adjustments and doing your budgeting and forecasting process. So this supports, this tool actually helps in doing this, automating all this process of planning, consolidation, and even forecasting, budgeting, whatnot. Like a client can do most of the things in BPC that is related to his finance. So this is originated from Outlooksoft. Like SAP took over this Outlooksoft and named it BPC. The beauty of SAP here is there are many sort of products of SAP which it didn't own primarily. Example, you can take Vivo. Vivo is outside SAP, and SAP purchased it. But the main point which I want to tell you is like it is just the integration. So SAP integration with Outlooksoft or SAP integration with the BO is really good. So that's the reason like why these are very famous in our market. The main things, as I told, we will be covering more of planning, budgeting, forecasting, and consolidation. So just I want to let you know like what actually planning is. So anything that you do in your day-to-day life is nothing but planning. So generally what you do is you just compete with some other folks of your age, or maybe some other folks of your next age or juniors, all these, and you just plan yourself. And maybe some people just don't compare, but they just want to plan their own career. That is one type. And maybe if, taking external factors into consideration while working on, that is actually called as planning. So there is a small thin line between planning and forecasting. So if you read at many places like what actually planning is and what actually forecasting is, there wouldn't be much difference between these two. But there is a small thin line, as I told. That thin line is called as external factor. So when you are planning, if you take external factors into consideration and you plan your things, then it's called pure planning. There is nothing forecasting involved into this. But if you even if you don't take your external factors into your consideration, but you generally look more of your internal organization structure and internal organization targets, then you call it forecasting. So where actually this would be helpful, that is the main key point. So this is helpful in setting the targets, in setting the values, in setting the monetary values or non-financial values as well to all the folks in the organization. So this planning or forecasting just does roll up at one level to another level. So the top organization just has some allocated budget for this year. Like this planning can be of many times. Like it can be planned on assets, liabilities, revenues, and even expenses. So what are these four? Assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses. So these four are different type of accounts. So when any company has started its work, so it needs to define all the chart of accounts. So chart of accounts are nothing but any transaction that the company is doing should go into some account. So it would define some list of chart of accounts. So generally it ranges from 1,000 to 10,000. It depends upon how big the company is. So any transaction it does, so it should go into that account. So all these accounts definitely should fall under those four categories which I told. Those are assets, liabilities, which come under the balance sheet statements, and there are two other things, revenues and expenses. These come under the P&L statements. P&L stands for profit and loss. So doing the planning or forecasting for these four type of accounts, you can generally see, not generally, like you can universally see everywhere in any planning or consolidation project. So any questions for planning? I just want to stop. If you have some questions, you can just stop me there, so we need not wait until the end of the class to shoot your questions. Hello? Hello?
That's fine. I'm good. That's fine.
Yeah, you can just stop me at any time. Just I would try to explain what more is like. Maybe definitely we would be covering more into functional terms and even in into the technical terms. We would be covering both, so it would definitely. So BPC is a tool for techno-functional consultants, which I can tell. So if you know technically more, and if you know small functional terms, then it would definitely boost your confidence, and even it would actually increase your job opportunities in the market. That's what I can tell.
Okay.
So what actually the consolidation is? So this is other part which would be covering in our training series. So this consolidation is nothing but at the end of every quarter or at the end of every year, generally you can see many companies declaring their results. So what actually that declaring the results mean? It's from where actually these results come and what actually these results are. These are two things which we need to know. So these results are nothing but how the company has performed and the process, the way how they come into those numbers is primarily with this consolidation process. So what actually consolidation in simple terms, this image is actually a self-explanatory, like there is nothing much to explain here. If you can see, there is a parent company and then you have two subsidiaries, and these two subsidiaries roll into this parent company. So if you take Reliance as an example, so Reliance is one parent company and it has many subsidiaries. It has Reliance Industries, Reliance Natural Gas, Reliance Power, Reliance Mobile, Reliance Telecommunication, whatnot, Reliance Footprints, everything. So all these subsidiaries have their own transactions. That is nothing but they will have their own balance sheet and P&L statement. So they need to submit their balance sheet and P&L statement at the end of every quarter and at the end of every year. This is nothing but the declaring of results. So every subsidiary must do this, and even all these, if you can see this diagram, so these example, like if you have Reliance Industries and Reliance Power, so these two would do their individual statements, and these two also would roll up into the Reliance, and even it should also do it should also give its financial statement at the end of every quarter or year. So BPC helps this process of doing these financial statements, and it actually does the automation of doing all these financial statements. So what actually many clients did since years, like how actually they did before Hyperion and before BPC. It's purely based on Excel. So even now, if you are getting a BPC client, so definitely there should be a client who should be working on Excel for doing their consolidation process. The main reason why clients want to move towards these technologies, because Excel, it's as you know, like it's error prone and it doesn't support many records. So if you dump in huge data into Excel, it would just crash. So that's the reason why actually they want to have some durable solution, and they want to have some trusted solution, and it should also reduce the number of mana spent. So all these error prone things can be eliminated because of doing this consolidation and planning in a tool rather than doing it in an Excel. So this is what actually consolidation is.